Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We just made a cattle drive down the road to this just 260 acres. There's only about 40 of it that's got grass on it. The rest is all hunting, timber, mature white oak. There's 160 acres of white oak up there. But right here is where we did some dozing work last year. This is all just brush, cedars, thorn trees, elm, some trees that weren't the best or as advantageous for using for anything. So we came in and not logged it, but we pushed it in a pile over there. I just wanted to show you what the cows have done here. So we, of course, we seeded it, and we put some straw down on it, or hay, unrolled big round bales of hay, and then we got all the rain, and it started raining last fall, and then we got a lot of rain here 2 weeks ago, but it was already up this spring. We got enough rain that it came up through that hay. But look at that. I mean, there's cows. This is just a small corner of the paddock, but they're right there where that new grass came up. There's probably 100 head right there, or close to it, and they're all just going after that new fescue. So cows absolutely know best where the best grass is, and they'll find it. They'll find it in just a little bit of time. So we've got, of course, all the bulls are in here now, and baby calves. They're bawling like crazy this morning because they're trying to find their mom. That was a good cattle drive, guys. Yeah, Ben said it was boring. There's Kangal. Kangal made the cattle drive. Kangal is a very unique dog. Anytime you start that Kawasaki mule up, that's his mama. He has got to go where that mule goes. If you took that mule 100 miles and you brought him a bowl of water, he'd follow you. We brought that mule down this road one day to the next farm and left it. And we were doing something else. We didn't get it that day. We left it that night and came back the next morning. And their Kangal was laying next to that mule. It's like, nope, mule ain't leaving, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna stay by that mule until you come home, because somebody needs to guard it. It's just like he's, I don't know what it is. It's like he's married to that darn Kawasaki mule. Anyway, I'm gonna go up here on top where we ran him through the wire, or the gate. Got Monica and John helping me this morning. That's my sister and brother-in-law. Monica was the blocker. What do you think, Isaac? Did that go pretty good?
It's the best one we've had so far this year.
Yeah, it was pretty nice not having all those babies,
Yeah.
or new babies.
Right. We like uneventful cattle drives.
Yeah. Did you have to block anybody, Monica?
Just one guy that came out of his driveway, but it was before the cows came, so I just motioned him on, and no problem.
He was in the blue Dodge.
Truck, yeah.
Yeah, that's the owner.
He was fine. He was smiles, so that was all good.
Yeah. Well, John and I, we kind of reversed the cattle. We were at the back of the drive today. I didn't get to the front.
Yeah.
And
I kept wondering, is Greg gonna come?
yeah. Well, all the cows, I was a little bit concerned coming down that hill. We had a cow that's partially blind. She's still fighting that pink eye stuff. I thought, she walks through that wire, and I'm not down here.
Yeah.
She could knock it down. But anyway, next time we'll have John and the mule down there.
That's what I was thinking after the start. I was like, I should have been down there.
But this works pretty good, doesn't it, guys?
Oh, it was
Uneventful.
Really
Everybody's
smooth.
relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than those two bulls kind of butting heads a little bit.
that was an excitement.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about you all. What's your deal? I mean, you were in Hawaii all those years.
Yeah.
And John, what were you? You were
Recreation director for the county of Hawaii, and we retired and decided to move back to the mainland and take up full-time RVing, and
yep.
we've been doing it for 2 years now.
But you went over there originally as like a scuba diver
Yeah,
instructor.
scuba instructor. Yeah, Patty scuba instructor.
And then you graduated up to the captain of the ship, kind of.
I did went to master instructor, and then I got my captain's license, and I ended up going up to 100-ton sail endorsement, and it was fun.
So you were taking out tourists and doing scuba diving.
Yep.
Yeah.
And snorkels and sunset charters, whale watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all kinds of stuff.
That was a lot of responsibility.
We had 100 people on the boat.
My
10 or
gosh.
12 crew.
And these are people that weren't in the best physical condition, a lot of
And
them.
some of them couldn't swim. And we put them in the water.
Oh my God.
Having a noodle.
Yeah, well, you had to get them all back safely, though. That was a lot of.
And good Lord was watching out for us, because I did 3,000 charters as captain and never got anybody hurt, injured, crashed the boat, nothing.
Man,
So yeah.
that's great. And Monica, you were teaching over there.
Well, I started out as a florist. When we moved there, I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and John's boss said, you have to do something. You got to work and do something, or you'll be bored to tears, which I would have never been bored to tears, but whatever. Anyway, so I started looking in the paper, and there was a florist, and I went in and interviewed for it, which I had no attachment, like I have to get this job. And so I was so relaxed, and I got it.
Yeah.
And I worked with the most lovely woman for 10 years.
Lisa Weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
You love flowers,
I
so.
love flowers, as you know, with
Yep.
Mom and all the sisters.
Yep.
We all love flowers. So I was in heaven. I was learning.
You were doing something you loved every day.
Every day I learned so much about
Tropical
the
flowers.
tropical flowers that I didn't know about moving from the mainland. And then
Hawaii's got so many beautiful
oh
flowers.
my, just such a variety, because we have flowers in Hawaii like we have here. They grow those like up in the mountains
Yep.
where it's cooler, and then in the more tropical areas, you have all those tropical flowers. So it's just
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a florist or for anybody that loves flowers.
Yeah.
So I did that until the war came along, the first Iraq war, and it put Hawaii out of business a lot.
Yeah.
And so my boss had to close the flower shop. So then I went and I became a master gardener, and I started gardening for people that were like in my church,
Yep.
and that was really fun. But then one of the girls in my church said, well, have you ever thought about teaching? Which of course I had, because I'd been a Montessori teacher here on the mainland. And so then I went in and interviewed for that, and I had no really I have to get this, and they hired me, of course.
You got it. That's awesome.
And then I did that for 13 years, and I loved it. I loved working with the kids. And
So how long were you in Hawaii total?
30 years altogether.
30 years.
Yeah. And it was wonderful, but at the end, John's parents had done RVing, and so
Yep.
he kind of really had that in his mind for about the last 5 years we were there, so we decided to do that. And
So you all have got a large self-contained, or it's actually it's got the, it's
The class-
self-propelled.
Class
You're not
A-
pulling it
class
with a pickup truck.
motorhome.
Class A.
Motorhome, yep,
Class A motorhome.
yep,
And we tow our little car behind us.
yep. And you've went around the United States quite a bit. I mean, you've traveled and seen a lot of different states and
We've done
24 states,
24
I think.
states so far.
in 2 years.
In 2
In
years.
2 years.
And that's with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of, last summer we weren't traveling.
Right.
And,
So we have the the place up here, the Scott House, and you all have a nice place set up right next to it.
right next door to
You
the
got a
Scott
garden there.
House,
Yep.
and enjoying the heck out of country life. I mean, we get up this morning and it's just so quiet, and it's the birds singing, and it's cool.
Y'all kind of into these birds.
Oh my,
my.
we're into birds. We were always into it a little bit, but when we came back to the mainland, we were just flabbergasted at how many birds. In Hawaii, we've got awesome birds,
Yep.
but there's a limited number because we're the most isolated island chain in the world.
Yes.
So for a bird to get there is a big deal.
Yep.
And so mainland has got just so many birds, and we were like, oh my God, look at all these birds. We're so excited.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I just wanted everybody you are a great help. The other day when we worked all the cattle for Pink Eye, y'all were in there, and I think Monica got blisters on her fingers from
Pulling that.
from drawing the needle
Drawing the
and
needle out.
squirting the eyes of the cattle, and so that was a long day for everybody. I really appreciate those guys and
Well,
ladies.
We're just glad to see the cows looking so much better now.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is wonderful to see.
Yeah.
They're getting better.
Yeah, that's right.
It worked.
What do y'all think about this regenerative agriculture things that we're doing here?
We traveled, like we said, 24 states, and we have not seen any cows that look as good as yours.
Or pasture.
Or pastures that look even a quarter as good as yours. I mean, you got it going here, and this is the way to do it. And, it's just a shame that more people don't really know about it and are able to do it, because I know a lot of farmers think it's like too much work or something.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway.
What Greg does moving that wire, I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
But you all have been in on it. Is it a lot of, I mean, it's not that much of a deal. You roll the wire up in the cattle, like this cattle drive, they did all the work.
It's awesome when we'd go like last year and you'd open a gate and the cows are sitting there waiting, ready to go, and they just funnel right on through.
Yep.
And it's not like you have to chase them at
Nope.
all.
Nope.
They are excited for that new little patch of grass, or big patch of grass, and they're ready for it, and they're so gentle. And since you work with them so much,
Yep.
they're just used to you, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentle animals, it goes a long ways.
Very gentle.
Yeah. So.
You can walk up really to these big bulls and they'll be making this noise like an elephant almost. And they sound kind of scary, but they're just gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just move off.
The real big thing though is, are you doing industrial foods, or are you doing natural foods?
Right.
You know, and there's such a huge difference. And
Yep.
it doesn't matter whether it's cattle or fish or sheep or chickens.
Well,
What you're eating, is it industrial?
John, if we think is our body is a temple, everything we put in there is junk.
Yeah,
How's your body going to react?
Yep. That's it.
And we have a health issue here in the United States.
A lot.
A lot. And I
A
think
lot
it's,
more than it used to be back when everybody did things more naturally.
yeah. I was telling, I think maybe it wasn't you, Monica, but you probably remember back in high school, there was one girl in our whole high school that had diabetes. One.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew her name. One diabetic in the whole high school.
How many
And,
autistic kids?
oh, yeah. There was none
Yeah.
that I knew of.
None.
But there's now it's 1 in 7
Yeah.
have diabetic.
Yeah.
It's just, and there's
It's about the
something.
same in autism.
Yeah, it's our food. We're putting in junk and junk's coming out. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I'll get off of that little. I don't know how I got on that, man. We were going good till I got. Anyway, thank you both, and
Great.
appreciate it.
We enjoy it.
All right, well,
Part of our
awesome.
Summer fun, baby.
Yeah, we appreciate your help. And with that, guys, I'm going to sign off. Everyone hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see you next time down the road.